Good morning, dear friends. My name is Zhi Jin, the Congress Program Co-Chair-in-Chief. I'm here for chairing the Congress physical opening ceremony. So good morning, welcome you all to the 2020 IEEE World Congress on Services. So you have got the agenda for this morning's activity. For the first item on the agenda, we would like to welcome Professor Hong Mei, the General Co-Chair of the Congress, give us a welcoming speech. Yeah, please.
So, okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, dear colleagues. Welcome to the 2020 IEEE World Congress on Service. My name is Hong Mei, the Congress General Co-Chair. On behalf of Professor Elisa Batina, the Congress General Co-Chair, and the whole team of the organization committee, I sincerely appreciate all of you, both physically on-site or virtually online, for your great support and help to the Congress. The Service Congress is a leading forum for presenting the most advanced results in service research and exchanging ideas among thought leaders, research practitioners. Undoubtedly, this year's Congress is really unusual compared to any previous Congresses. Starting from the serious COVID-19 crisis throughout the whole world. As a result, we cannot make in-person on-site communication in Beijing. It made the organization committee made a very difficult but necessary decision to transform most of the event of our Congress into an online format. The result is an online Congress spanning this week. Only the small opening ceremony takes place as an in-person half-day event on October 19 in Beijing, China, as we are standing here. This year's Congress consists of 5 high-quality affiliated conferences focusing on major aspects of service technologies, and it includes more than 10 workshops and symposia focusing on specific and or newly imagined topics. The program is also complemented by 4 tutorials, competition and doctoral symposia. In addition, the Congress includes 6 outstanding keynote speeches. Please don't miss these exciting talks. We also have several plenary panels on important and hot topics. And the symposia have invited well-known experts to give invited speech papers or participate in panel discussions. We would like to thank the great efforts from many talented volunteers and professional staff members. At first, our special appreciation is due to the steering committee chair, Carl Chang, and honorary general chairs of Congress, Stephen Yao and Peter Chen. We appreciate the excellent Congress technical program developed by Congress program chairs-in-chief, Ernesto Damiani and Zhi Jin, and 12 general chairs and 13 program chairs of the affiliated conferences. We thank the IEEE Service Computing Technical Committee Chair, Rong Zhang, and the CCF Technical Committee on Service Computing Chair, Jian Weiying, for their tremendous support. We would also like to thank Alibaba, Huawei, Baidu, Tencent, Lizhi, and Jingdong, our industry sponsors, for their strong support. That broadens the Congress' visibility towards the industry and practitioners. Also, we can only hold a small physical opening ceremony in Beijing. We definitely believe that our service technology as well cooperation across the world will make it possible to help the preventing social disasters like COVID-19 crisis. So enjoy Congress, no matter where you are, and no matter how you get in. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Thanks, Professor May's sincere welcome speech. For the second item, I would like to show the video delivered by Professor Ka Zhang, the chair of the Congress Steering Committee. Please show the video.
Welcome to the 2020 edition of IEEE World Congress on Services. Many of us have been working tirelessly for one full year. We have overcome many obstacles, including the global pandemic, the initial hesitation for submitting papers by the potential authors, and in the end, the very complex job to completely virtualize the Congress as you see today. You may recall that in 2019, we moved for the first time the entire Congress out of the United States to mainland China, and we enjoyed great success. The original plan for 2020 was to continue the rotation and move the Congress to the Asia-Pacific region, with Beijing as the first host city. In March this year, the steering committee, because of pandemic, decided to move the Congress date from July to October. And we hope that by the time pandemic will recede. That plan did not materialize. And in July, we finally decided to transform the Congress into a digital edition. After we have made that difficult decision, we came across Underline Science as an emerging virtual conferencing system provider, with the help from Computer Society staff. We decided to partner with Underline on September 8, about 5 weeks ago. Underline is a very young organization, but one with a very good vision. The Congress event has indeed presented a lot of challenges to this young company. But in the end, in my opinion, they have done a very good job. We invite our audience to test out the services provided on this digital platform. I ask you to please send us your feedback to help evaluate the services provided by Underline. Our long-range plan is to continue the rotation pattern between the Americas, Europe, and the Asia Pacific. As such, on behalf of the Steering Committee, I'm pleased to announce that the 2021 IEEE World Congress on Services will be held in Chicago, USA, and tentatively scheduled for the week of September 5, if the conditions allow us to do so. Please mark your calendar now. In 2020, we plan to return to Europe. The Steering Committee will evaluate amongst the hosting proposals and select one on Saturday this week. We also want to call for 2023 hosting proposals when we return to Asia Pacific. Our planning cycle is 3 years in advance. The Congress is such a large and complex professional event. As you can see from the organizing page on the web, a very large number of volunteers serve in various capacities to make this event possible. Here, I cannot possibly thank them one by one. I do want to thank the Congress General Chair, Professor Mei Hong, for such a wonderful and powerful host. I'm certain that if we were able to go to Beijing, Professor Mei Hong would impress us with a most memorable event. I'm also indebted to another Congress General Chair, Professor Lisa Coutinho, for her leadership and constant guidance throughout the entire development process of the 2020 Congress. Certainly, the Service Congress has always offered a top-notch technical program year after year for the community. The 2020 Program Chairs-in-Chief, Professor Ernesto Damiani and Professor Jin Zhi, deserve all the credit for their leadership. Thanks are also due to our outstanding General Chairs and Program Chairs for 5 affiliated conferences, as well as the organizers of various other events, including the tutorials, symposia, workshops, and a hackathon. Last but not least, I regret to inform the committee that Michael Guo, a steering committee member, a professor at Arizona State University, passed away in March this year. Mike was a dear friend and a great colleague to many of us. We have missed him greatly. To conclude, although we cannot physically meet in Beijing this year, we do hope that you can nonetheless enjoy the technical program and various interaction opportunities with your community. It is also time to begin preparation to make contributions to the 2021 Congress. With some luck, we may see each other in Chicago in September this year. Thank you.
Thanks for Kazan's welcome speech. And for the third item, CCF Technical Committee on Service Computing has made a great contribution to the Congress. And I would like to invite Professor Jianwei Yin, the chair of CCF Technical Committee on Services Computing, to give us remark.
Dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, I would like to express my warm congratulations on the opening of IEEE Service 2020 conference. On behalf of the CCF TCSC, full-named Technical Committee of Service Computing of China Computer Federation, it's a great honor to participate in the organization of the conference as a organizer. CCF TCSC, established in 2010, is a professional committee under the China Computer Federation. Now, CCF TCSC is composed of nearly 300 researchers from more than 200 universities and enterprises in China. Since 2010, CCF TCSC has organized the National Conference on Service Computing in China every year. At the same time, with the support of IBM, we have also had the International Conference on Service Science for 11 years, which has become an important academic communication position in the field of service computing in China. In recent years, members of CCF TCSC have carried out scientific research in the fields of service science, service engineering, service applications. They are not only important participants and implementers of national R&D program of China modern service industry, but also active participants in important academic conferences like Service ICW SEC ECSOC, and have made contributions to the fast development of those conferences. CCF TCSC also have established extensive cooperative relationship with leading enterprise in China modern safety industries such as Tencent, Alibaba, Jingdong, Baidu, Huawei, as well as world-famous enterprises such as IBM and Amazon. The conference has also been supported by these enterprises this year. CCF-TCSC has also maintained a close cooperative relationship with IEEE TCS-VC for a long time. Many experts in China have served as PC members and PC chairs for ICWS and SCC. Professor Xiaofei Xu has won the Distinguished Service Award, and Professor Shui Guangdeng and Professor Xuanze Liu have won the Rosenstein Award of IEEE TCS-VC. Some papers from China has won the best paper awards and the best solution paper awards of ICWS SCC in the past few years. We're looking forward to establish a long-term mechanism with IEEE TCS-VC in the future to maintain closer and deeper cooperation. Also, the coronavirus has temporarily changed the way we communication. I believe it could not stop our friendship. After the epidemic, friends from all over the world are welcome to visit CCF-TCSC. Welcome. Finally, wish IEEE Service 2020 have a complete success. Thank you.
Thanks for Professor Jianwei's warmly welcome. Dr. Zhang Rong, the chair of IEEE Services Computing Technical Committee, also sent us a video that brings his best blessing to all the participants. Show the video.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Ron Chen, the chairperson of IEEE Computer Society's Technical Committee on Services Computing, or TCS-VC. I welcome everybody to this year's IEEE World Congress on Services. We shall honor the recipients of 2020 IEEE TCS-VC Awards and various cash awards for students. The inaugural hackathon event and the symposium on Women in Services Computing will be held jointly by the leaders of IEEE TCS-VC, IEEE World Congress on Services, and China Computer Federation's Technical Committee on Service Computing. Two panels on how to advance the scientific foundations for service science and engineering will also be held by the cross-organization leadership team. We hope you enjoy participating in this flagship event of IEEE TCS-VC and look forward to your contributions to growing this international community. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, finally, I want to announce that this is the end of the opening ceremony. I sincerely invite all of you to attend the activities, the sessions of the whole week, and enjoy the whole Congress. Yeah, thank you for your participation. Then let's move to our first session, a keynote delivered by Dr. Feifei Li and chaired by Professor Xiaofei. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and good evening. Yeah, for the audience online. So now it's the first keynote session for our IEEE Services 2020. It's my pleasure to chair this session. I'm Feifei Xu, the former director of CCF TCSC. Yeah, it's my pleasure to organize this event with our IEEE TCBC leadership colleagues together. Today is our pleasure to invite Dr. Feifei Li to give a keynote speech. So let me give a brief introduction about Dr. Feifei Li. Feifei Li is currently a vice president of Alibaba Group, ACM Distinguished Scientist, president of Database Products Business Unit of Alibaba Cloud Intelligence, and director of the Database and Storage Laboratories of Damo Academy. Yeah. He has won multiple awards from ACM and IEEE. He's the recipient of ACM SOC 2019 Best Paper Award, IEEE ICDE 2014 10 Years Most Influential Paper Award, and so on. He has been an associate editor, PC co-chairs, and the co-committee members for many prestigious journals and conferences, and has led R&D efforts of cloud native database systems and products at Alibaba. So now let's welcome Dr. Feifei Li to give the speech. Welcome.